All right, everyone, let's get right to business. You guys know what time it is. It's time for summons. We are going to celebrate the first time that we've gotten the 10 times maintenance event in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm just kidding. For those of you guys wondering, there's not actually a 10 times maintenance event. Well, I mean, it sure does seem like it with the ridiculous amount of maintenances that we've had in Raid Shadow Legends, but there's been a lot of memes and jokes going around, and 10 times maintenance is definitely one of them. I thought it was really funny, so I put it on the community post yesterday, and let's go ahead and do some summons today. We do have the double rates event going on for Sacred Shards. It's still active for almost another 2 days. We also have this coinciding with the Summon Rush event, which is pretty nice. I know I used a couple of Sacred Shards during hashtag DracoGate, so I kind of wish I had a couple of more. But nonetheless, 8 Sacred Shards should still give us a very reasonable chance at getting something decent. We have a good shot at a Legendary with a 12% chance of getting a Legendary per Sacred Shard and 8 shards. You know, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's got to be at least a 50-60% chance or so of getting a Legendary. So with that being said, it's been a while since we got a Sacred event, so let's get right to it. Here we go. First summon. All right, a Legendary? No way! Are you kidding me? That is absolutely insane. I am blown away right now. No way. What is going on? I'm stunned. I'm actually, I'm like, I can't even move out of my chair right now. That is how frozen up I am. I have absolutely no words. What in the world? Okay, well, yeah, so that actually just happens. All right, well, okay then. Let's keep going, I guess. I mean, wow, off the very first Sacred Shard too. Speechless. I'm like so frozen up right now that I don't even know what to say to that. That was insane. We've got the epic version of Warlord here. We got Vraska, very solid epic champion. I don't even know what I'm going to do with 2 bad L's. I mean, that's insane. I cannot believe I have 2 bad L's now. I mean, that's actually insane. Okay, let me get my head together here because I'm still trying to process what actually just happened on the very first Sacred Shard. All right, Vrask, let's... Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I can't focus on Vrask. I'm still thinking about it, but... fills the champion's turn meter by 20% if this attack is critical, attacks one enemy. You guys know why Vrask is good. I've talked about him in so many of my videos. He is a great champion to use as an example of why, if you have certain skills, getting a really large amount of crit rate is so important. And Vrask is one of those champions where, you know, once again, if you don't have 100% crit rate, he loses an insane amount of functionality because of his passive ability. So... all right, let's keep it going. I mean, hey, nothing can happen at this point that would make this a bad summoning session after what I just pulled right now. So, you know, we got 6 Sacred Shards, and even if we get the 6 worst epics in the game, that's totally 100% A-okay. All right, let's see. Ooh, was this... it looked like Spider for a second. I know it's probably a similar model. Fang Cleric, is this one of the new epics, or is this just an epic that... I haven't gotten yet? I definitely 100% don't have Fang Cleric. I know that. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of transferring 1 random debuff from this champion to the target. Heals an ally by 20% of this champion's max HP. Also fills the target's turn meter by 30% if they are fully healed by the skill. Places a Veil buff on the target for 1 turn if they are not fully healed by the skill. And revives a dead ally with 30% HP and then fills their turn meter. Also places Unkillable. And a 15% continuous heal buff for 2 turns with a 4-turn cooldown. Ally speed in all battles. I think this is. Let me double check here. Because, well, we got all the pop-up offers coming back now. If he is new, he would be in the Valentine's Champions and more. So in the epics, let's see. Fang Cleric, yes. So he is one of the new epics. So he is a champion that I do not have. I don't think he is one of the epics for the fusion, though. So we have Skytouch Shaman. Sepulchre Sentinel, which is an amazing champion, by the way. I briefly talked about it in the video yesterday, but this champion alone, you know, if you're not going to be going for this Fusion Legendary, there are some other very viable champions themselves. And it turns out that I'm wrong, because Fang Cleric is actually one of the Fusion champions, so there it is. So now I technically don't even have to do this part of the fusion. So I got a quarter of it out of the way. I'll have to take a look and see what events am I going to be able to skip. And that is if I decide to use him instead of actually keep him as a duplicate. So let's go to the fusion, Fang Cleric, Artifact Enhancements, Ice Golem, Dungeon Divers, and Summon Rush. So Artifact Enhancement I know I'm going to do anyway. The Ice Golem one I can skip. Reliquary Tender is a very, very strong rare as well, so it'll be nice to not have to fuse her. It'll also be nice to not have to participate in the second Summon Rush and Dungeon Divers. Alright, so far these pulls have been very good. Very good is actually probably an understatement with that first Sacred Shard. Let's keep it going though. We still have 5 left. Another legendary. Okay, Candraphon. Well, I don't think I've seen this guy. This is not a legendary that I have really too much familiarity with. Let's see. Let's take a look at his skills. Attacks with enemy places an extra hit if the target is under an increased attack buff. Okay, so I'm guessing one of his other skills has an increased attack effect. Attacks all enemies grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Let's see, grants an extra turn and resets the cooldown of the On the Hunt skill if this attack kills an enemy. So that's the Ascended version right there. So that's probably going to be his next skill, of course. On the Hunt places a Perfect Veil buff and a 50% attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. So it sucks that it's only on this champion. It does reset the cooldown, though, if he kills somebody. And this ability is going to place an extra hit if he has the increased attack. So he has a lot of his skills that synergize with other parts of his skills. What's his passive here? Damage increases by 40% while attacking under a Veil or a Perfect Veil buff. So that's good because that gives this ability a lot more usability, and it also increases his damage quite a bit. Increases ally attack in the arena by 33%. Let's take a look and see. So unfortunately, it looks like a lot of people do not view this champion as that great. So, you know, it is what it is, though. At least it's another legendary. It's a new champion. I always like collecting. And once again, I definitely cannot complain after the first couple of shards that we had. So what do the actual reviews say? The reviews aren't terrible. What is low for Fire Knight's Castle? Faction Wars is a meh. Clan Boss, he doesn't have a good rating. Definitely not going to be the best Clan Boss champion, of course. But hey, 2 legendaries so far, and we're only halfway through. Let's keep it going. All right, another Husk. This is a champion that I've gotten several duplicates of. Very strong champion because he does have an insanely good ability that is based off of enemy max HP. So this skill right here attacks all enemies, has a 35% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Damage inflicted is proportional to enemy max HP. So that skill, not many champions have that ability. Very, very good. Damage increases according to his HP. And attacks on enemy 2 turns. So that's kind of the reason what that makes this champion good, is because this ability, once you get to the dungeons that, you know, bosses have a ton of HP, because they have so much HP, this damage scales to be a lot. So that's another reason why a champion like Royal Guard is super good. Cold Heart, they both have abilities that scale like that. All right, let's keep it going. 3 Sacreds. I'm also going to throw in 2 Void Shards just because I want it to be 10 shards. Let's see, Sepulchre Sentinel. All right, that's, what is going on? It took me a minute because this is a new champion. It took my brain like a half a second to process this. But, oh my god, these pulls are insane. These pulls are actually insane. Wow, so this is probably the best new epic champion. And now, what this does is, even if I do decide to go for the fusion, I will have another copy of her nonetheless. So I don't have to worry about deciding whether to actually go for the legendary fusion or whether to just not and get this champion, because now I have a duplicate. So attacks to an enemy has a 40% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. Places a 60% increased defense buff and a block debuffs buff on all allies for 2 turns with a 4-turn cooldown. It has a 25% chance of completely blocking incoming damage when this champion or their allies are attacked. Occurs once per turn. Wow. I am blown away. These summons are insane. I can't decide whether this summoning session is better than the other one that I had that was absolutely insane, but it's got to be close. I mean, I think this one might actually be better because that is how insane it has been so far. And we still have 2 Sacreds to go. And I'm going to do 2 voids just so I round it off at 10 shards. I know there's no void event going on. Another Occult Brawler as well, which is an absolutely insane epic champion for the clan boss. I already have a copy of him, but he's still insanely good. If I didn't have a copy of him, these would easily be like the best summons ever, because the amount of usable good champions that I'm getting so far is crazy. I don't know if I've gotten a complete garbage epic. I might have gotten 1, but that's it. All the rest of these summons have been godly. And of course, he's really good because of his, well, he's got his auto attack, which has that poison debuff for 2 turns. And he also has his passive here, places a poison debuff on this champion for 4 turns. That part sucks, but it's this part has a 70% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on a random enemy for 4 turns at the start of each turn. And then he's got his crazy skill right here. This is one of the champions that is a contender to not actually maybe even fully skill book, because you might not want this ability to actually get that cooldown reduction so that you can end up poisoning things more. So not a ton of champions where it's actually worth considering not fully booking, but Occult Brawler is going to be one of the exceptions there. Let's keep it going. All right, so we didn't get another legendary, but that is A-okay. Atura attacks on enemy, has a chance of placing Provoke. Attacks 2 times at random, has 50% chance of placing Provoke. Places a counterattack for 2 turns when hit with a crit, and heals by his max HP. So that's the Ascended version. Only a one turn cooldown, though, which is very interesting. Immune to stun, freeze, and sleep debuffs, only available when Kalia is on the same team. So, you know, overall, absolutely cannot complain. Those are some insane pulls. I'm still blown away. My mind is still processing it. Those are some crazy, crazy sacreds. All right, let's do 2 voids just to round it off at a total of 10 shards. I know there's no void event going on, but, you know, I just wanted to do this just because I put in that 10 times maintenance joke, and I don't want to confuse anybody that I didn't do at least 10 shard pulls. So, Seducer, all right, solid rare. Just a rare, but still one of the more solid rare voids that you can get. And the last shard is a Malbranch. All right. So let's just take a look and see the stuff that I got from the summons. I know I got some new stuff. Let's see, what are the dots? Oh, my Arbiter, because I finished my progress missions. I know a lot of people are wondering. I just honestly never got around to it. I've been very busy lately with work and other stuff, so I did actually finish my progress missions there. Let's see, who else? Demon Spawn, of course, Candrafon, which was that not super great legendary, but still a new champion nonetheless. Dark Elves, of course, we have Fang Cleric, which is one of the new fusion champions. So we got 2 new fusion champions out of this. And let's see, we got here Sepulchre Sentinel, another one of the fusion champions. And of course, Bad L is not a dot because I already have him. So now I have 2 of him. So those are some raid whale problems or something like that. I don't even know. Like I said, my brain is still kind of wrapping my head around what just happened. So, all right, just a glance at what we got here. All right, everyone. Well, that is going to end up being it for the video today. I don't want to ramble or anything because it's probably going to take me an hour, a couple of hours to really kind of understand the full extent of what just happened through these summons, because I am still in utter shock. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this 10 times maintenance event summoning session. I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. You guys can definitely expect more videos about all the nonsense that's been happening. And of course, if you're interested in more guides, tutorials, and all that fun stuff, definitely keep an eye on the channel. More of that stuff coming out soon as well. So thank you guys for watching, everyone. If you want to help out, tossing a quick like means a whole bunch. Consider subscribing to the channel to get notifications and alert for more videos in the future. And of course, more videos should also be popping up on the screen right about now in the suggested videos and below your screen. Feel free to check them out. But if not, until next time, have a fantastic day, everyone. And this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.